Hello, welcome to Be Money Wiser. At many times we get friends who approach us with business ideas that are so fruitful and we get excited about doing such kind of businesses. At times we have no knowledge or information about such kind of businesses, or even we don't have passion about them. But because we have capital at our disposal and we feel we can do it, we just invest in our money. Today we talk about not rushing to start any business. Let's listen to Irene's story and we'll be right back.
Hello everyone, my name is Irene Mutumba. I am a teacher by profession. Career-wise, I'm a social and business entrepreneur, financial management trainer and practitioner, and an advocate and lobbyist of integration of financial education and literacy in the education curriculum in Uganda. I want to talk about money in terms of business. My story, is not so good because being a trainer and not walking the talk has been one of the worst, mishaps in my life. I thought that being an education, a business trainer, a financial management trainer, I had enough knowledge. But I realized that I even needed more than the knowledge. I needed the skill, I needed the passion, I needed the technical expertise. So for me, being an entrepreneur, I saw money as an opportunity to do what I want. So I kept looking around the environment and seeing, okay, I think transport can make money. I invested in transport. I lost money in transport because I did not actually love I didn't really have passion. I didn't know the business processes of running a transport business. I lost money. I saw people make money in salons. I started a salon and I did not make any money because I didn't know anything about beauty. I loved the business, but I could not supervise it. I started real estate, bed and breakfast. Even then, I was very good at setting up the space, but other things in terms of supervising, in terms of marketing, for me, having that, impulsive spending made me lose in all those businesses. Because for me, this is an opportunity. I have the resources, and if I start this business, I'm going to be able to employ so many young people. I have a lot of passion for young people. But of course, these businesses failed because the foundation was not good. I did not have reserves for the business to keep the operating costs. So that was a big problem. And going forward, I want to advise anyone who is starting a business, look at your passion, look at your talent, do a little bit of more research, get the knowledge. There's knowledge all the time. Through even people that are not very well educated, we have seen them as very successful individuals. Find out what is trending on the market by listening, by using all your senses, your eyes, your ears, everything. Also technology is a very important opportunity if you're starting a business. So when I look back, I see that there were so many gaps. For me, it was, yes, this is a business opportunity, without thinking about how it is going to run. And of course for me, making a lot of money was never an issue. For me, it was more about how can I create more jobs, how can I help more people. So creativity and innovation has been a strength, but also a big weakness to me in terms of money matters.
What a great story. Before you start up any business like we have seen with Irene, there are things that you need to look forward to and the checkpoints that you need to put into consideration. Before you get excited, Tilda, about any business idea, however much money you look forward to make in that kind of business, what do you need to consider?
Well, even before we enter into these factors, I love the honesty and honesty with which Irene shares her experience. You can see that she has been struggling with this over time, and I like the fact that she now realizes that this was actually a problem. So you find that so many times when someone is sharing with us a given business idea, it sounds so exciting. It sounds like, yeah, this is the best thing that we should venture into. And if you do not venture into it now, the deal is going to go. And you know this is the time that it is the best time for you to invest. No, ladies and gentlemen, these businesses have been there. From history, from our forefathers, people have been dealing in these same old things. Don't get so excited. Now, some of the things we can think about before venturing into something is how much information do you have about the business? And when I say information, the information he may have shared with me is not sufficient information for me. If, let me say, Ivan comes and tells me that a business is lucrative, it's exciting, it's a good idea, I will fall back a bit, listen to him, but then go and do some more research to understand this business better. If after evaluating it well, I have realized that, it's actually a good idea, why not? You can venture into it. So do sufficient research before venturing into something. And then you find that for some of us, the corporates, we are stuck in our jobs. Not stuck per se, but you have the obligation you're supposed to give your employer. Meaning, if you have a job of working from 8 to 5, you have to be there to serve your employer. But then again, we are advised that to be money wiser, you need to have extra sources of income. Even the Bible tells us that have other sources of income. You end up trying to venture into all these different ideas for you to have a bigger envelope at the end of the month.
And it's one of the advice that people usually give, that don't put all your eggs in one basket. But you need to be so wise about doing that. One, if you're to do numerous businesses at the same time, and most of all, when you're not going to be running these businesses yourself directly, you need to have professionals that are going to run these businesses on your behalf, and make sure these people are skilled to do such kind of jobs. Not getting your brother, getting your sister, and you think they can manage these businesses on your behalf, and you just put all the responsibility on them.
That's a very good point. People who are experts at whatever you want to venture into. Like, for example, if it's a restaurant and you need a chef, go through the proper interview process and hire a chef that can cook your menu to the letter. You know that point of relatives. May I have no problem with employing relatives. I can actually employ all my relatives. As long as you're skilled and you can do the job the way I expect it. Because the way I hire them is the way I will fire them at the end of it all if they are not delivering to the letter. So professionalism should always come in, you know?
And the common one is, most of the time we start businesses that you cannot monitor. If you start a business and you don't put systems in place, and you cannot monitor your business, but at the end of the day, you may fail. One, there's a difference between being self-employed and having a business. And many people mix these two. Having a business is putting systems in place. Like you're telling us, you did enough research. Research is not listening from one person. You did enough research, meaning you research from guys who are experts, guys who've done the business before, guys who failed before.
And even the regulator, like Uganda Investment Authority, you've got additional information.
The regulators, everyone has been touched on.
Yes.
Then second, the business is you can run something even if you're not there. That is systems, I'm telling you. You are in Paris for a vacation, you have systems in place that you know
your business is still running.
Today, this is how much I've made, this is how much I've sold. The systems are in place.
That's a very big challenge here in Uganda, because the owners of the businesses are the businesses themselves. The fact that if they are not around, then the business is not also around.
And then they should call themselves self-employed, not businessman. You can't call yourself a businessman, yet you're already seated in your business. Are we together? Two, you should save for the purpose. You see, don't look at the money, it's there. Keep saving till you know this is the right thing to invest in.
Yeah.
Are we together? Yes. Don't just, because you see 2 million, you rush, then you invest it. Are we together?
Yeah.
If the money is there and you've been save until you have a clear plan, a clear process, a clear budget, everything is in place that you know you spend a certain amount of money
Now you find that for some of us professionals, while we are at work, it's so hard for us to, to be at work, yet you're monitoring what's happening in your business and all that. So use other systems in place. Put cameras, such that when you have your breaks, you're having your coffee, you're having your lunch, get on your phone and you look at what has been taking place in your business. So some of these systems enable us to monitor our businesses better. That brings us to the quote that we need to have at the back of our minds at the end of this episode. So you monitor your businesses so that they can stand the test of time. If you do not monitor, you let in all these other challenges that may ultimately lead to you losing your business or losing your investment. Not because it was a bad idea, but because you couldn't be there for it. You couldn't monitor it, you couldn't guide your people, you couldn't basically lead it in the right direction. So we can go on and on about investment and planning for our investment, but let's stop here for now. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, listen to the previous advice that we had in our old episodes, and let's be money wiser.